God, Aquaman's so goddamn cool.
Yeah,
Remember when Aquaman sucked and like he wasn't cool? But DC was like, no, Aquaman's cool. Let's have a quick little talk about the story, and then we'll get like to the specifics. This movie is all over the goddamn place. It's fixable, easily fixable. If you had a Batman movie before this one, this movie would not be as overly complex as it had to be. Also, Lex's plan doesn't make any fucking sense after a certain point. Especially the last part of his plan doesn't make any fucking sense. And then Lois Lane has really nothing to do in the movie, so they just give her shit to do.
I feel like Snyder couldn't decide how he wanted this movie to be categorized, because in a weird way it's like this thriller, then it's this drama, and then it's an action movie, and then it's like this grand spectacle movie, and it's like, okay, dude, you need to focus.
That tends to be a problem in a lot of movies he writes, where it's like he puts as much into a movie as he can. The problem is he'll write like a 4-hour movie, but they'll tell him, okay, well, it has to be 2.5 hours long. So then they just have to like shrink as much as they can down and then cut the rest.
Mm-hmm.
And when you watch the Ultimate Edition compared to the theatrical edition, the Ultimate Edition feels like a movie.
Yeah.
It actually flows fairly well, especially compared to the theatrical version. It's just the plot doesn't work like you would hope.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's too many dream sequences. There's too much callbacks or, like, call forwards to, like, setups to, like, later movies. Like, at the fucking desert scene. The whole Omega symbol thing.
Yeah.
Why? What does that add? If you took that scene out of the movie, it literally wouldn't change anything. You already know he's scared and he doesn't want to deal with Superman. You already know, and he establishes it.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter.
You can put that scene in Justice League because, that's when you're actually dealing with Apocalypse.
Exactly. Because Darkseid isn't the villain for that film, but it makes sense if he saw that vision in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Superman's wearing the black and white outfit instead of like that, so maybe he's like, oh shit, I saw a vision where Superman turns evil, and we're all fucked. There you go. That would fit more in Justice League than this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, he has like the dream not dream sequence when Flash is like, Lois Lane is
there.
Yeah, like...
I still have no idea what the hell that was supposed to be.
Apparently it actually happened. I would have to assume it actually happened, because when he gets up, there's papers flying in the air.
Yeah, it's Flashpoint Flash.
Lex Luthor's plan in general doesn't make sense after a certain point. He gets away with basically everything goes according to plan. Even the shit that he really shouldn't have the ability to control. And his whole scheme in the end is to kill Superman because he has like a god complex. Fine. That's totally fine. That's understandable. I mean, that's why Lex doesn't like Superman to begin with. He's basically the only person who can question his authority. So Lex's backup plan if Batman didn't kill Superman was Doomsday.
So, if man won't kill God...
2, 1...
the devil will do it.
Here's the fucking problem. Doomsday, yeah, he's stronger than Superman. And he also is out of control. So say Doomsday does kill Superman. What do you do now? What is your fucking plan now? Because at that point you're like, well, he's crazy. Okay, well then how do you set it up that far to begin with?
Yeah.
It's like this weird in-between of a person who has no idea what they want and really precise on how to get exactly what they don't know what they want. Like, that sentence doesn't make any fucking sense.
No, my biggest thing is that he just knew everything.
Yeah, he finds out, like, everyone's secret identity. He finds out everything. Off screen. All the exposition that you really don't care about, especially the whole Lois Lane side story, all the other shit's done off screen.
Mm.
The way more interesting stuff. But nope, we gotta keep Lois in the movie because she has to fucking stay relevant. Fuck it. She does nothing but make shit more complex when it doesn't need to be.
It gets worse. Her character gets worse and worse.
Like, give her a purpose.
I feel like
besides just like making me feel like, oh, she has to be in the movie. And again, he's like, Lois Lane's the key. They're forcing you like, Lois Lane's important. I know she has nothing to fucking do, but she's gonna be really important in a movie or two. So remember that. Alright, see you in like 2 years. He can fucking hear her fall off a building and save her just in time. But not his mom. They can hide his fucking mom.
Martha, Martha, Martha.
They can kidnap her and hide her before he even knows she's missing. But look, Lex can just push off Lois Lane, and he's like, oh, that's her, and catches her. The whole Justice League stuff. I was fine with the Wonder Woman tie-in, but that fucking email scene is fucking stupid. It doesn't add anything to the story except, ooh, I wonder what's gonna happen.
My biggest complaint about the email scene is that it could have been saved for Justice League. Or, like, one of those stupid little webisode campaigns that movies do.
That could have been a post-credit scene.
Yeah, something like that.
And that's the thing, there is no post-credit scene in this movie. But you have parts in this movie where it's like, you could just put that as post-credit. The Flash part with Bruce could have been post-credit. Just switch around what Bruce is doing. The desert scene could have been post-credit. The fucking email could have been post-credit. Any of those could have been. And it wouldn't hurt the main story. It eats up time, and they keep those in because tie-in. That's the only reason they're in there. And fanboys and people who want to see these superheroes are fine with it because it gets them pumped for the next movie. But if you take them out, what does that add to the story? Nothing. And if this movie is 2.5 hours or 3 hours long, I better fucking hope every scene is necessary. Because that's a long time to sit down to have worthless fucking scenes. Your first movie should establish. Your second movie needs to grow from what the first one established. And you can choose to have the second movie build up to the third movie.
Yeah.
That's what Star Wars did. Empire builds off the second movie but leads up to Return. That's fine. Batman vs. Superman doesn't feel like it's doing that because it's not really a sequel to Man of Steel. It's like a half sequel to Man of Steel, and it's leading up to Justice League, which isn't even really a sequel. It's a crossover. And even then, it's not even for Justice League. It's also for Justice League 2, which is a movie that isn't even in production yet because they just fucking finished Justice League 1.
So what you're saying is, Man of Steel is the prequel to Batman vs. Superman.
Half of a prequel.
Which is a half sequel and a prequel to a crossover that hasn't had a chance to have other franchises crossover. That is a prequel to a sequel that's not in production yet.
Yes.
Cool.
Their lineup is just not very well established. They want to catch up. But there's no rush.
Yeah, as long as the movies are good, people don't care.
Exactly. Iron Man wasn't successful because people wanted to see Avengers. Guess what? People saw Iron Man. They had the Avengers fucking post-credit. Hulk came out a few months later. No one fucking saw Hulk. Thor. No one gave a shit about Thor. Not that many people cared about Captain America. Thor was okay. Captain America was a decent movie. Hulk wasn't. But then Avengers came out. Everyone fucking loved it.
Yeah, now...
And now all their movies make money.
Yeah.
But that's because most of their movies, sure, there's a formula, but they're fun.
Yeah, the formula works.
Yeah, as long as, like, your film still works, like, structure-wise, and, like, the story is still... If you like the characters, and the story is... You can follow the story well enough, there's nothing wrong with the formula. DC feels like a real comic book come to life, but in the worst way.
Yeah.
You can't just pick up a comic book and start reading. You have to know, well, is it part of this sub-series that's going on? Is this number 1? Is this volume 1? Or is this number 1, volume 3? And in reality, I have to read volume 2 to at least get it. That's what these movies feel like. And it's like, okay, you're comic book movies, but you're not comic book movies.
That's part of the reason why I like Wonder Woman, because it was so disconnected from everything.
Yeah, it was its own thing.
Yeah.
And it totally fucking works.
Which I've always thought that they should have done Man of Steel 2, the Batman, or whatever they were going to do, the Batman, and then whatever other Wonder Woman or whatever other member that you wanted to add. But no, they were just like,
we need
hey,
Suicide Squad. The problem I have with the Capitol bombing is the fact that, like, within 2 minutes of it happening, it's totally forgotten about, and everyone's like, well, they know Superman didn't do it.
Yeah.
What the fuck was the point of all that? Like, just so Batman's like, well, I bet he fucking did it. Like, they kill off two major characters. Okay, Mercy, and they kill off the fucking senator. And the guy in the wheelchair. Like, they kill off some key people in this movie for this. Why? I don't know, because they were like, fuck. They're gonna hurt the plot later, aren't they? Yeah. Let's kill him. Let's just blow him up. I was like, well, who's gonna blow him? He's like, well, Lex. He's like, well, Lex is gonna blow him up. Why are we gonna do that? He's like, he's gonna frame Superman. And he's like, well, that makes fucking sense. He's the villain.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Lex being the villain in a Superman movie makes sense. So why does it take Lois an hour and 45 minutes to figure that shit out? I will give the Ultimate Edition this. They do explain the whole, like, oh, these people think Superman killed these people in the desert. With this gun, with this bullet. And I was like...
Because he needs guns.
Yeah, because Superman has fucking guns. Because he's not Batman. No, in the Ultimate Edition, they cut out the part where they burn the bodies. That makes complete sense. Fine. So then Lois Lane starts investigating. She's like, ooh, this bullet. Why is there a running thing in these movies where people show people medals that have never been seen before and no one questions it?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, they couldn't find this fucking medal like anywhere. Who manufactured it? So the movie just kind of keeps cutting back to Lois every now and then, be like, where's this bullet coming from? And the reveal's like, LexCorp. Lex Luthor's the bad guy in a Superman movie? Thank you, Lois, for letting me know that Lex fucking Luthor is the bad guy. God, you are useful in this movie. So here's the scene. The equivalent of the neck-breaking scene in Man of Steel.
Save Martha!
Now, let me get this out of the way now. I get it. I understand the scene.
But do you, though?
No, I understand, because people fucking will bitch and moan like, well, you're just dumb, like, you don't get why this scene works. It's like, no, I get it. I understand where the connection's from. But it's done shittily. Could I do it better? I don't know. Maybe. But it's not done very well here.
It's stupid.
I think it's because Batman's so dead set on killing Superman. That's what does it.
It's like, oh, that made you stop?
Yeah, because...
You know, not this guy pushing you 20 feet.
Yeah, and then, like, Lois is like...
It's his mother's name.
It's like, both of our moms' names are Martha.
So it makes him just as unhinged as Lex Luthor Jolly Rancher, so...
Okay, is there more depth to the scene? I'm sure there is. I'm sure when they wrote it, there was, like, more in, like, the subtext and all that. But when you boil that fucking scene down, that big-ass action scene that this movie is named after was stopped because Superman said, save Martha. Batman has a PTSD moment of his dead-ass dad and freaks out. The whole scene, it's just... It's there because it had to happen. It's that movie trying to make an emotional punch.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to feel like something came full circle. That's like the whole... Because his dad's last words are Martha. He hears save Martha. And the whole thing's supposed to be like, this is Batman's redemption for, like, his parents. Like, it's supposed to be this whole big thing, and everything coming together. But after everything Batman did to get to the point up until he said save Martha, does not match at all.
So I read a thing where it was like, this scene represents, at times of war, you have to truly make a choice that will decide the future of your country. Mm-hmm. So, like, will you pull the trigger? To me, Batman just doesn't care. Like, he doesn't care about Superman. He wants to kill Superman. So why should he care about Superman's mom? Why should he even care about Lois, who's right in front? He could stab both of them for all I know. Yeah.
That was, like, one of the, like... There's a handful of moments in the movie where you just kind of step back and like, okay, that was dumb. Or, like, it just takes you out. That was one of the ones where I was like, oh, that did it?
Yeah, it's...
Like, that's what did it. The whole death of Superman in this movie. Now, I'm just going to talk about the death itself. So, they kill Superman off in the movie. And there's, like, about 15 minutes left. So, the reason I was shocked that Superman died was because I didn't think because Justice League is supposed to be coming out. So, when Superman dies, I'm like, oh,
were like, why?
I was like, why? You still have Justice League coming out. And it's like, oh, he's dead. Superman's dead, oh no. And then it was the last frame of the movie. Lois Lane drops fucking dirt on his coffin. And then the dirt just... and then it goes to black. I was like... And like, the whole time I was sitting there, I was like, it's gonna move. It's gonna move. It's gonna move. It moved. No, of course it was, because they have the balls to be risky and kill off main characters. You're gonna clearly revive him, and they keep hiding that he's in Justice League. Like, he's super not in this movie.
I like how...
He's super not coming back.
I fucking like how everyone, like, after the trailer came out, everyone's like, oh my god, who is Alfred talking to? Is he talking to Hal Jordan? Who's he talking to? I'm like, oh yeah, he's totally talking to the Green Lantern. I'm sure of it. I knew the death of Superman was gonna happen because that fucking trailer ruined everything. You're either gonna do one of two things. You're gonna kill Superman, or you're gonna have Lex Jr. fucking make the little army of mini Doomsdays, but I'm like, they're not gonna do that. So they're gonna kill Superman. And it was stupid, too! It was so fucking stupid. It wasn't all epic how it was like a fight to the fucking death. It was like, it wasn't like that. No, it was like, oh, let me get this spear. No, it was fucking stupid. Worst scene of the year. I'm done.
It feels like it was easily avoidable. Couldn't Superman just grab the lasso and hold Doomsday back while Wonder Woman just went shwink with it?
Well,
how is he also able to fly while holding the spear?
Cause he has super strength, man.
The fucking gas doesn't make sense. Why would gas hurt Superman? He doesn't need oxygen to breathe. Why would he go, oh, a gas? Like, if my enemy sprayed me with something, the last thing I would do is inhale.
Oh, and then, of course, they would make Lois Lane another goddamn damsel in distress scene.
Oh, gotta get the spear away from me. Let me throw it in a well. And then they're like, only the spear can destroy Doomsday. And Batman's plan's like, I got it. I'll have Doomsday race me through the city where there's people and get the kryptonite. Instead of just going to get the kryptonite and bring it to Doomsday. And then Lois is like, oh no, we need that spear. So she's like, I'll get it. And she's like, I threw it in the well. So she jumps in, and then the building starts toppling on her. And then everyone's like, oh, Lois is so dead. And Superman's like, oh, fuck, is it the third time in the movie already? Alright. So he's like, well, Lois, I have to save you. And I have to almost fucking die getting the fucking spear. He's like, I got it. No, because then we couldn't kill off Superman. So the tension is he gonna come back for Justice League? Oh no, we're gonna have a Justice League movie without fucking Superman. We're totally gonna do that because we're that risky at DC. We don't want to be predictable and have a formula. We want to make choices that, like, ooh, what are they gonna do now? I know what they're gonna do. He's just gonna come back. It ruins the death because now when he dies again, if they choose to fucking kill him again, I don't care. He already came back. Yeah, why didn't they just put him in sunlight? But no, they put him in a fucking coffin with no goddamn light in it. Just poke holes in it. He'll be fine, trust me.